8 out of 10 fictional doctors say that you should start your day the generic live show way. This is the generic live show. Hour 2 of the program. Thanks for joining us here on the generic live show. Love it. Love it. Thanks for joining us. It's Dale Campbell here with you. We're doing it for Geek.io live or on your hard drive or on your hard drive. We're joined in the studio by a very special guest, Maddie Benedetti will be joining us right now. Live in studio.
Yes.
Which there is an element to this that the live in studio element is really good because you get to see me scramble when things don't work.
But you make it look good.
No, I put a polish on things that aren't, that are a little bit fluffy, or something. That's me trying to not say 2 curse words in that sentence.
It's hard.
It's hard, yeah. Particularly in the commercial breaks when we drop a bunch of bombs and just we go, yeah, stuff and things, and gee, the candy looks good.
Yeah.
That's a first hour reference that people in the second hour of the program should download the first hour.
Yes, they should.
They should.
Riveting first hour.
Riveting first hour of the program, but the second hour of the program is going to be just as good because it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're not going to get into this conversation again. I often joke that the first 2 hours of the program are different, and the first hour is all bam, information and blah blah blah, and the second hour is more light-hearted. But I don't know if we can make this as light-hearted. We are edging ever so closer to the marriage equality postal survey, which we talked about this off the air and talking about getting you on the show about how the concept of the plebiscite, the same-sex marriage plebiscite, was only a concept when you were first on the program.
Yeah.
Like the difference is huge.
Yeah.
But if you're wanting to participate in the marriage equality survey, it is closed. You cannot enroll to vote.
No. Voting closed last Thursday, I think.
Did it close last Thursday? Yeah. Something like that, anyway. Yeah. And it is that it's not being run through the Australian Electoral Commission.
No.
This postal survey. It's run through the Australian Bureau of Statistics.
Lucky us.
Remind me, Maddie, of what the ABS fine work is.
The census.
And
that whole big stuff around.
The whole reach around and a half of the census.
Yeah.
Which I can say that.
Reach around?
Reach around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you're reaching around and grabbing something. Right, okay, let's, alright, abort. Too far now, too far.
Yes. The outcome will be interesting, to say the least.
The outcome will be interesting.
Like I was saying, in the first hour, I have hope that it will have a nice outcome.
It will. I'm sure it'd be good for something. Hopefully. But new voters that have enrolled for the first time to not vote in a particular election, but to participate in this survey. The Sydney Morning Herald is dubbing the headline "Extraordinary." 100,000 new voters join electoral roll as last-minute surge Boys Yes campaign. Now, how do they know that? And I think you made that point on the last hour. How do they know that?
We were saying that. How do we know how many of these 100,000 new voters are going to vote no or they're going to vote yes?
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this.
Sure.
It could possibly be key demographics.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the vast majority of these 100,000 new voters are young people.
Yeah.
Who are members of the LGBT community. Not to imply that our older generation wouldn't vote yes, but statistically, the younger generation of Australia, you know, a little more liberal, you know, a little less
traditional.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And what we gathered from the last census was that more so than ever, people in Australia don't have a religion.
Yes.
And that's always been a huge thing in Australia, separating state and religion, government and religion.
Well, state and same thing.
So who knows? Maybe the majority of these 100,000 new voters are young individuals who don't hold a religion.
Statistically, looking at the census, and we broke down the census on the show. Statistically, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Whether it's actually true or not, it's a whole other story. So, in addition to the 90,000 people, which reading the article it says 90, so I don't know why the Sydney Morning Herald's toting 100,000, which that's bizarre. But anyway, sells less papers that way. A further 675,000 people updated their details. Figures released on Friday, so it must have closed on Thursday for them to process those numbers. And 165,000 transactions were yet to be processed as of Thursday night, the AEC said. In total, almost 1 million Australians either enroll for the first time or update their details. That's 1/24.
Yeah.
Which sorry, go on.
No, I'm just saying it's fantastic that so many people are enrolling to vote, or updating their details, because that's a huge part of living somewhere where we can have a say in government.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. I just hope that the vast majority of those 1 million individuals will vote yes.
So out of the 800,000 people who were not on the roll on June 30, 2/3 were aged below 40. So 66% were below 40. Same-sex marriage advocates elated at news on the Friday following a 2-week recruitment drive to assure young progressive Australians were enrolled to vote. Okay, so that's a good point. But how? So because I've worked on election campaigns before, where it's basically here's this kind of, not necessarily, the word survey keeps coming to mind, but here's this, what are the okay, complete mind blank, but what are the things called where you fill it out and you want to be on a list? And you send that list to someone. Change.org. Petition. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, spill some tea on Change.org. We were talking about the tea to spill on Change.org. No.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Next week. No.
Yeah.
Which I'm not here, but anyway, that's a whole other story.
That's a whole other
story. We'll get to programming notes later. Are these kind of the same sort of events with that same sort of infrastructure? Would they be?
I'd assume so. To gain the kind of statistics and to gain the kind of information that they're discussing, you'd think that is maybe maybe how they're gaining this information.
Oh, hi, Agent Meatloaf and Wolfer Fenrisler. Good to be here. Thanks for joining us. I think. Everything's slowly dying. Okay, so that's a good point. Like, to have those statistics, I get what you mean. Like, to have those kind of, level of statistics is a good point. By Tuesday night, almost 55,000 new voters joined the roll, which means that 35,000 joined by Thursday night. So that's probably where the Sydney Morning Herald's extracting the fact where people, are more likely to vote yes. But where I'm on the disconnect is, wouldn't that be forcing people to say yes? Not necessarily. Okay, that's the wrong way to phrase that, but the likelihood of 100,000 people all in a line, I think that's... You're narrowing the demographic by going for people who are at these events for equal marriage.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. I think the more bodies that you have voting in that key demographic, because, you know, the people who are fighting for marriage equality and running the rallies and, you know, they're going to try and recruit these young people.
Mm.
And they're almost like guaranteed yeses for them.
That's true.
For young people who are coming to these rallies. So
it's a victory lap, in other words.
Yeah, so to speak.
Yeah. Okay. So the electoral roll closed on Thursday night. So unless a high court challenge to legally of the postal survey is successful, the Australian Bureau of Statistics will mail out surveys starting September 12th.
Yeah, so we've still got a bit of time.
We've still got a little bit of time, and I think whilst the Australian Electoral Commission is basically just a database, which I don't know how I feel. Another element to all of this, which is nothing anyone has considered in all of this coverage, is I don't know how I feel about it. And I know it's government information from government information, but I don't know how comfortable I am with my data being shared like that between departments there. You would think that it would be in a locked vault somewhere.
You'd think so, but you know, we live in an age now where a lot of our personal information is being shared without us even knowing about it.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Like, that's, you know, we should come to know that it might, you know, you sign up for one government agency and it's, you know, it's going to be shared around because they all share the same sort of information. But again, I don't know how, you know, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's...
Yeah.
I know it's still saying within the government it's not going to a third-party surveying service.
Thank goodness.
My golly, if it was going to, like, MailChimp or something.
MailChimp?
An electronic survey.
Is that even a real thing anymore?
It is MailChimp is still doing
It's still
stuff.
around?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, I'm not on the internet enough.
Oh, clearly. Hey, Siri. Hey, Siri. Does MailChimp still exist?
My web search turned something up for does MailChimp still exist? Have a look.
Have a look. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, MailChimp...
You have a Mail Siri voice.
Yes, I do. I use the Mail Siri voice. Yeah, they still have a website and everything.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
What an age we live in.
I know. But, okay, final thoughts on this marriage equality, where we stand a year later. What's next?
Hopefully what's next is marriage equality.
And scene.
I mean, one can hope anyway.
Yeah.
Regardless, this vote is an important moment in Australian history. And it would be so fantastic to be a part of our country's history changing.
Yeah.
For the better.
For the better.
Of course.
For what's next for me is keep getting the message out there. I think even when marriage equality is achieved, is still getting the marriage out there, and still getting the message out there, and the marriage, just getting it out there. Just getting the message out there, and I think the attention needs to be shifted from our country to other countries as well. Keep the chain going.
A nice domino effect, if you will.
Exactly. And what does the Domino's logo look like?
It's a red and a blue square.
It's a domino. And a 1. It's a 2 and a 1. All right.
Yes. I learn.
You learn so much here on the Generic Live Show. Yeah.
It's great.
As we continue here on the Generic Live Show, hey, do you look after your diet?
Yep.
She says in the most unconvincingly fashion with some onion and bacon and sun-dried tomato dip in front of her.
We've been snacking.
Do you know what micronutrients are?
Micronutrients.
And macronutrients.
No.
Well, I'll tell you. As we continue here on the Generic Live Show for a Sunday. It's Dale Campbell here with you. We're doing it for Geek.io. It's guest Maddie Benedetti joining. I keep calling you special.
It's okay.
No.
It's true.
Alright, it's true. As we continue here on the Generic Live Show for a Sunday, it's 10:22.
Hello, dear listener. Here at Geek.io, we're always happy to give some support to the little person. So today I'd like to let you know about a small internet startup called Amazon.com. Go to geek-io.net/Amazon to check out their large catalogues of books and magazines. I believe they may have some other items for sale too, records and videotapes perhaps. Using geek-io.net/Amazon lets them know you discovered them through us, and I'll throw a few pennies our way. Thank you.
I got bad news for you. Your t-shirt sucks. You should take it off and buy a new one. And the best place to buy a new t-shirt is www.geek-io.net/tfury. Because I can have a t-shirt, you can have a t-shirt, but you better not get it from anywhere else but T-Fury. I am JD, and I approve this message.
This podcast is proudly sponsored by Amazon. Amazon has all of your needs for all occasions. Amazon stocks a large range of pretty much everything. Everything from automotive to baby to computers, payment cards, groceries, health and personal care, and everything for Amazon Kindles, ebooks, movies and television, magazines, office products, and stuff for your patio, lawn, and garden. Hey, they even sell sports goods. If you're into sports ball, yeah, there's that. If you're ready to check out the range at Amazon.com, use geek-io.net/Amazon to help out the Geek.io podcast network. We get a little bit of a kickback through our affiliate link there. That's geek-io.net/Amazon. Amazon. Everything for every occasion. Everything for every occasion may not be the official slogan for Amazon. Some products not available in all areas.
You finally found the most generic live show. This is the Generic Live Show.
Thanks for joining us here on the Generic Live Show for a Sunday. It's Dale Campbell here with you with guest Maddie Benedetti in studio. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been good fun.
It's been really good fun.
The show is always good fun.
Yeah, and the commercial breaks that no one can hear us talking in the thing.
They're missing out.
They're missing out. They're missing out on me saying you have 1 minute to fetch water.
Yes. And me frantically fetching said water. But I got it. I did get it.
You did get it. All right. But water is a part of a good, healthy part of every diet. Looks at the 3 beverages that Dale's got drinking right now.
That was a nice segue into the
See, after nearly 100 episodes of doing this show, I finally, I know, right? That's another thing too. So we all have different diets, and I think you and I try and look after our diet.
Usually, yeah.
You more so than me.
I try.
We were talking about pancakes in the commercial break, though. So
Yeah.
that doesn't help matters much.
No.
But have you ever heard of macronutrients and micronutrients?
I have not.
They're
Tell
the hot new business. So the nutrients you need as a person, as opposed to the nutrients you need as a robot.
Yes.
As apart from that, the things you need in large quantities are macronutrients.
Oh.
So they're your carbohydrates, your proteins, and your fats. Yes.
Okay.
Apparently we need fat.
Good kinds of fat.
Good kinds of fat, like sugar.
Like in a good avocado.
Ooh.
Could go for a smashed avo right now.
But we couldn't be able to afford this house.
Oh. I'd rather avo than a house, to be perfectly honest.
Hashtag Avo House.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a story coming up for you then about avocados.
I saw that on the run sheet. I'm excited.
Because now I can't make that joke.
You can still make it. I won't stop you.
Alright. And then the nutrients you need in tiny quantities are called micronutrients. And those are your vitamins and your minerals.
Yes.
And I'm now starting to talk like this.
Yes.
Oh. To carry out daily functions. So, 1 calorie is equal to 4 kilojoules.
Yes.
A little over 4 kilojoules, but that's how it kind of works out. For 1 gram of protein and carbohydrate contains 4 calories, which I'm not great with maths, but that's 16.
Yes.
I had to think about that for 2 seconds. Every gram of fat contains 9 calories. 36 kilojoules.
Yeah, you're there.
Yes! Okay. Oh, well. Yeah. That table right there that says the same thing. Sometimes you hear alcohol referred to as a fourth of a micronutrient, which is 7 calories per gram. So
Interesting.
alcohol has 7 calories in it. No, not every gram.
Per gram.
But how? So I've never understood the gram and the liquid and solid measurements. Whereas
I'm not sure. I do know sort of the basic rule is that if you divide the total amount of kilojoules by 4 or 4.1, that gives you a rough estimate of how many calories are in the whole thing that you're consuming, or in the whole serving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Why
Why not? I thought you were going to tell me the difference between trying to measure a liquid
Oh,
ingredient and a solid ingredient. And you went
Yeah.
on the calorie rate, which I love.
Well, it's the same, I think.
Sure.
It's the same if that's the route you were going down. But
Yeah.
what you were saying, I have no idea.
I have no idea, Dale, so I'm just going to start my own tangent. How's that? No, I love that.
Yeah.
Alright. So carbohydrates, what are carbohydrates? Like really, what are carbohydrates?
Yummy.
Yeah. Pasta. And they're part of that smash avo dish that we can't afford this house for.
Yeah. Which is still very yummy.
It's still very... What,
Yeah.
this house or smashed avocado?
Yes.
Yes. Just right in the microphone. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Fiber is a form of carbohydrate that isn't digested by the body for energy, though is still vital to keeping your insides in good nick.
Yes, fibre is very good for you.
Fiber is... Now, fiber... Okay, not asking that question on the microphone. Let me mute now. Yeah. So, here's what you need to know about micronutrients. So, there's not really such a good thing as a food that is all carbs, all proteins, all fat. It kind of contains a mixture of these things.
Yes.
Except for lard.
Yeah, lard is its whole separate
Lard,
food.
yeah, definitely. The food pyramid, it goes, whatever the top thing is. No, whatever the top thing is, and then lard.
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 Pancakes.
Pancakes
Yeah.
is sharing the lard category on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm really hungry for pancakes.
Yes,
We just had this very weird moment where we're like, pancakes.
pancakes.
Yeah. So why is it important to understand micronutrients? Because it informs of what you need to do to hit your goals. If you have no energy to exercise, it might be because you're not having enough carbs. If you're not gaining muscle, it might be because you're not eating enough protein.
Yes.
If you're not losing fat, it might be because you're eating too much of the macros. So
you're having too many carbohydrates, for example.
yeah, so you're fluctuating in, well, if you're not losing too much fat, of course, a micronutrient is fat.
Yes.
Yeah, so yes, what you're thinking is, Dale, you're literally sitting here on a Sunday at 10:31 telling me, if you want to lose fat, stop eating fat.
Yep, I'm learning. I'm learning.
So much on this one.
Yeah.
So the Australian Government's Ministry of Health recommends 45 to 65% of your daily calories should come from carbohydrates.
Yes.
15 to 25% comes from proteins, and 20 to 35% comes from fats. 20% of fat a day is a lot.
Yeah, I think once you sort of get it in your meal, it doesn't seem like a lot.
That's true.
Possibly.
Once you kind of hit that peak, I guess. But I didn't know that they had a name.
No, I didn't know the two were sort of separated.
Yeah, or even like the I thought it was all one big happy family, but apparently
No, there's rivalries.
no. Well. As we continue here on the Generic Live Show for a Sunday, well, you love smashed avocados.
Oh, I love it.
Well, girl, I've got a man for you.
Yes.
Well, you do have your boyfriend was on the show.
Yeah, he was
last year, but I've got another man.
Yeah. Okay.
Who can now also buy you a house.
Okay. I'm excited to meet him.
Oh, you will be as we continue here on the Generic Live Show for a Sunday with Dale and guest Maddie in studio. Thanks for joining us as we continue. It is 10:33.
Want a custom computer? Want to run the latest games at the highest graphics with no lag? Want to build a computer that can make and edit movies or videos like them they're professionals? Pugent Systems has your solution. Go to geek-io.net/Pugent to build a brand new custom computer. We'd like to thank Pugent Systems for their support of
Hi,
the
this is
Geek.io
JD.
network.
You know me from How It Stacks and other popular things that haven't quite caught on yet. But something that has caught on, that would be Think Geek. And everybody loves Think Geek because you can get Han Solo ice cubes, Daleks, sonic screwdrivers. Hell, I'm drinking a screwdriver now, but only because, I love Think Geek. And you can get all of those things except for, a screwdriver at geek-io.net/thinkgeek. And once again, I'm JD from How It Stacks and other things. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is JD from How It Stacks, here to talk to you about ProXPN. It is a private VPN, which basically means it is going to mask your IP address, protecting your data. So if you're out on the interwebs doing things you might not need to be doing, or if you're banking online overseas, it will help mask your data and keep it completely private. And you can do this for only $6.25 a month regularly, or you can use Geek20 for 20% off. So it's a pretty stellar deal, guys. And I'm just going to be honest, with all of the stuff that we've had going on, it's a good idea to invest in something like ProXPN.com. So I am JD, and I approve this message.
Whether we're waking you up or putting you to sleep, this is the Generic Live Show.
Thanks for joining us here on the Generic Live Show for a Sunday. It's Daryl Campbell here with you. We're doing it for Geek.io, whether you're listening to us live or on your hard drive. It's the Generic Live Show coming right at you with me, Dale Campbell, and guest Maddie.
Yay!
You love it when I sing your name, apparently.
You do it a lot. In the time that I've known you.
Yeah. I'm just a
sing-songy
kind
of fella.
I
love it.
It's the kind of guy.
Yes.
So not only
I love that headline.
a lot of things happen before we enter the commercial break.
Yes.
So I apparently am trying to convince you of this next gentleman that we're going to be talking about.
Yes, you want me to leave my boyfriend, who you were very good friends with.
Who I'm very good friends with.
Yeah, we're all very good friends.
Yeah.
But Dale wants me to leave him.
Because
for this other gentleman who's involved in avocados.
Avocados?
Dale doesn't know how much I love a good avo.
But this next guy can't afford... Well, maybe he can now afford a house.
I'd rather have the avos.
That's true, but no avos for you because according to BuzzFeed, which we all...
Yeah. Good old BuzzFeed.
Good old BuzzFeed. This is not a quiz.
Oh, Curses.
I know, right? A man has been arrested for processing hundreds. Possessing.
Oh, okay.
Or processing. He's processing them as he goes through, processing them. For possessing hundreds of stolen avocados. Ba, ba, ba.
I need to know more. Where was he stealing them from? What is his name?
What is his name? What's his shoe size?
Yes.
Like, all of these questions.
Yeah, Social Security.
Yes, this is the lovely lady Maddie.
Oh, I'm being spoken about.
You're being spoken about in our chat, yes. That's exactly how that works. So, you want to know more? You want to know more?
I want to know more.
Yeah, the ultimate millennial BuzzFeed's calling this person, which...
BuzzFeed likes to throw that word around a lot.
What, ultimate?
Yeah, millennial. They just like buzzwords.
Buzzwords.
Maybe why they're called BuzzFeed.
They're feeding buzzwords.
Conspiracy
They're like,
theory.
nom, buzz.
Illuminati confirmed.
Let's say BuzzFeed, nom.
Yeah.
But anyway. Look at all those avocados, dude.
Yes.
A 29-year-old man was arrested and charged with unlawful possession. Unlawful possession of avocados.
Oh, okay.
He's uncovered hundreds of avocados in his home in rural Australia.
Sounds about right.
Sounds exactly about right. In South Australia, because...
Sounds even more
But
right.
of course.
Yeah. All the weird stuff happens in South Australia.
The next paragraph. Owners of a number of items suspected have been stolen during break-ins throughout the Riverland region, including antique clocks, building installation, and a canoe.
A canoe.
Well, he has to go over the river because it's the Riverland region.
Oh yeah, of course. Why didn't I think of that?
A river and then a land. So previously, just a delicious fruit, avocado.
Yeah.
Oh, girl.
It has a seed.
Yeah. But
Why are you giving me that look, Dale?
a banana is apparently a berry. People are trying to convince me of.
The way it grows, yeah.
How are the ways to a banana grow?
It grows. Oh man, we don't have time for this.
We have lots of. We're stopping the show. We're stopping the show.
I think if I'm right, it's the kind of tree that it grows on. Well, no, a banana is a herb, isn't it?
I was told bananas.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I always thought that a banana was considered a herb due to the plant that due to the kind of tree that it grows on. I could be wrong.
I'm not sure. Hey, chat room, what's a banana? Oh,
Apart from delicious.
Yeah, I know, right? And great in smoothies. Hey Siri, what is a banana?
The banana is an edible fruit, botanically a berry, produced by several kinds
Fudge.
of large herbaceous flowering plants in the genus Musa.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear more?
Herbaceous flowers.
Absolutely.
In some countries, bananas used for cooking may be called plantains. In contrast to dessert bananas, the fruit is variable in size, colour and firmness, but is usually elongated and curved, with soft flesh rich and starch covered with a rind which may be green.
Alright, Siri.
May I
Alright.
assist you?
No, it's
Do
fine.
you want Siri to assist you?
You were saying...
Night Siri. Alright, so Siri's over there.
Night.
Okay. That's my new favourite thing in the world is Ask Siri
What a banana is.
what a banana is. So yeah, technically a berry. Siri's also joining us on the show.
Yeah.
Can we do with Maddie Benedetti and Siri?
He's a wonderful guest.
He is a wonderful guest. You're a wonderful guest.
Oh, thank you.
You're a human.
For the most part.
For the most part, micronutrients for a robot.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm loving this avocado story.
I like how the guest is trying to get me back on track.
No, just like, but like,
Yeah.
why is that me? Why would I do that? I feel like this is something I would do.
Because you would steal. Okay.
You finished that sentence in a bad time. I
Oh,
would never
okay.
steal anything. Stealing is
Oh,
bad.
okay. But
Avocados.
This is great. We're trying to team up us saying the same
Yeah.
words, but no.
Finishing each other's
Sentences. Hey Siri, finish my sentence.
Yeah.
Ooh, no, that
No,
won't
that's
work.
like a whole nother level of AI.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
It-
But avocados. Hundreds of avocados. And I like the fact that this story... BuzzFeed wasn't the only person who published this, but this is the one I grabbed for our run sheet. Why are they not reporting on the clocks and the canoe? Anyway.
Yeah, I like how, because I think people in other countries like to sort of emphasise how ridiculous Australia is.
Yeah.
I mean, we're a ridiculous country sometimes, in a funny way.
Yeah.
Like, everything wants to kill you. There are crazy men who steal thousands, hundreds of avocados. Like, oh, don't mind that he was actually stealing things of, like, money, like antiques and a canoe. This man stole
This man
a
stole
buttload of avocados.
avocados.
Because of course he did.
It's like the guy who here locally got quite intoxicated off a delicious box wine.
I believe that is called goon.
Dale.
Yes.
And jumped in a river to impress a girl. I think we're hilariously funny with that crime.
Yeah, Australians are an interesting breed of individuals. Colourful characters.
Colourful characters. Just a previous delicious fruit or a previous fruit, because I'm still not convinced that avocado is a fruit, became a front in Australian culture war in October 2016 when columnist Bernard Salt suggested millennials spend too much money on avocado toast instead of saving for a house deposit.
Bernard Salt. Just
Bernard
a small
Salt.
tangent.
Sure.
Bernard Salt is
Grab the microphone,
is
girl. Just
a little. Do you remember when Donald Trump so infamously
Mr.
said,
T, yeah.
a small loan of $1 million?
Yeah.
Bernard Salt is similar in that way. Very
Sure.
wealthy family. Was given a lot of investment money.
Yeah.
And so of course he can say that, can't he? The reason why millennials aren't buying houses, it's
Yeah.
not because renting is more affordable and a better financial choice.
Sure.
It's because that we're spending too much money on avocado toast and lattes. Apparently, that's one that they throw around.
And it's called smashed avocado.
Oh yeah. So
Bernard Salt.
Bernard Salt is
I'm salty at Bernard Salt.
Yeah, he's a bit of a word I'm not going to say on the show.
Sure.
Yeah.
Save that for the after show, girl.
Yeah. Save that for when you put me on mute.
Yeah, when we go to the commercial break.
Yeah.
Yeah. That word.
So.
No, and it's like, now that we've gone down this rabbit hole, it's like Joe Hockey.
Oh.
Who, I swear to God, like 2 years ago, I played a clip of his top 5 favourite moments, and it was like, oh, young people are poor and don't own cars and they don't drive real far. I don't know if that's the exact line. I don't know if you recall it.
And once again, Joe Hockey is he's in the same realm as Bernard Salt.
Yeah. People with there was poor and cars, and it's like, I'm doing a butch job of trying to remember it, but it's like people that are poor don't drive, and they don't drive real far. It's like, what?
That man couldn't string a sentence together if he had someone write one for him.
Which he did. There was a teleprompter in the room. Funny how that works. So avocados.
Love them.
Love them.
Live for them.
Live for them.
Living for this bloke.
Whoever this guy is.
Yeah. An unsung hero.
And after young property mogul Tim Gorner made similar comments to the avocado theory went global. That's when we will put on the main stage for Smashed Avocado.
Yeah, that went quite viral, didn't it?
It really did.
I think people in the States were talking about this crazy nutter.
Techie Gamer says, if you want us to buy a house, give us jobs that pay worth a damn. That's very...
Yeah.
Hey, renting's a good option.
It's true though, but I think renting is a more sensible option these days anyway, especially for millennials. Them crazy millennials.
Chris Corner says he's saying, "Look at that traffic jam. You're all doing well off because poor people don't drive."
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris Cornell. I think that sounds about right. You know, it's like, there's not many people driving, but yeah. This week, The Guardian reported that avocado heist in New Zealand. Wow, this is international.
I know, our cousins across the pond.
Exactly. They're also stealing avocados from each other. Why? Okay.
You know, and I always picked Australians to be the evil ones, not New Zealanders.
No. And I think that's why are avocados? Yep, they're popular. We love them. And stealing is bad, and I don't condone
Usually,
it.
yes.
And I don't condone it
No.
in the slightest.
No, of course not.
But why avocados? Ignoring the fact that there are antique clocks, building installation, and a canoe involved.
I think because I think it's just a novelty. You know, like, look how ridiculous they are.
People are stealing avocados for local
well.
attention, and we're talking about it. I suppose that's not help.
Yeah, I mean, avocados are expensive.
They are.
Yeah.
They really are. But it's like, okay, how? Right.
All I know.
But why avocados?
Well, all I know right
Sure.
now is that I feel like some avocado.
I do too. And pancakes.
Pancakes. Oh my goodness.
We're so hungry.
We are.
We're hungry. Girl, eat up. And also, if you know anything about this, please do contact South Australia Police. If you know anything about
If
it.
you live in Queensland and you see people stealing avocados, don't call South Australia.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, South Australia Police. Hi, it's Dale here from Queensland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I live in Toowoomba.
Toowoomba. Scarily close.
Yeah.
Or call Crime Stoppers on 1-800-333-000. And that's even if you are in Queensland, you can call Crime Stoppers.
Oh, it's a national number.
It's a number national.
Yes, call Crime Stoppers for the petty theft of avocados.
Again, that's my question.
Yeah, okay, I'm starting to see how ridiculous it is now.
I've turned you around on how ridiculous. And man, this was meant to be a 2-minute story, but we turned out to have 20 minutes of this.
Fabulous. I'm not mad.
I'm not mad at all.
I'm not mad.
No.
How could you be mad when there's avocados?
Avocados involved. I never thought that this was weird. You seem to be twitching about this.
We love avocados.
We do love avocados. Didn't think you'd get so buzzed up about it. Buy avocados, yeah. Should we buy avocados for this show? Can we have that as a business expense? Can we buy those
Buy
avocados?
shares in avocado?
Yes.
Yeah.
Buy Sharita's iron avocados. I'm up for trying new avocados.
Yeah.
Live on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I ate Doritos on the show the other day, so that's not too far off.
We could make guacamole.
I'm legitimately drooling. That's why I'm off camera. I need to get back in the front. Alright. As we continue, because that's a thing, for the last segment. The whole segment of it.
Excellent.
Exactly. As we continue here on the Generic Live Show for a Sunday, well, skincare products.
I love skincare.
We love them.
Yeah.
We do love them.
Yes.
Even though I look like a troll because most of my stuff's packed away.
You shut your gorgeous face.
We'll tell you the best of them, picked by Australian women.
That's me.
It's you. I didn't want as I point to Maddie. Thanks for joining us here on the Generic Live Show for a Sunday with Dale and Maddie. It's 10:51.
This Geek.io Podcast Network program is sponsored by Audible. They're the leaders in digital audiobooks on the internet. Choose from over 100,000 titles across all types of literature, including fiction, non-fiction, and periodicals. Try audible.com now and get your first 30 days of Audible Listener Gold membership plan for free. That's right, free, which includes 1 audiobook credit per month. After your 30-day trial, your membership will renew for just $14.95 per month. so you can continue to receive your audiobook credit per month, plus members-only discounts on all audio purchases. If audiobooks aren't quite your thing, well, that's okay. Audible also have a variety of radio and TV programs and audio versions of magazines and newspapers. There's something for everyone. Check out geek-io.net/audible for all of the details. And we thank Audible for their support of the Geek.io podcast network. This Geek.io podcast network is proudly sponsored by T-Fury. T-Fury is the home of your t-shirt needs. Well, we're all geeks, and we all love wearing t-shirts because, well, society tells us that we can't walk around naked, allegedly. So we've got you covered. T-Fury is the home of t-shirts with geeky designs from independent artists. What's there not to love? T-shirts? Geekiness? Indeed. Yay! When you're ready to go check out the range, use our affiliate link over at geek-io.net/tfury so we can get a little bit of a kickback off any t-shirt that is bought from the hundreds of t-shirts available at T-Fury. T-Fury, the match made in heaven. A match made in heaven is not actually the T-Fury slogan, although I don't actually know what the T-Fury slogan is. Opinions that are reflected in the preceding advertisement were the opinions of Dale Campbelloni in order to reflect those of the Geek.io Podcast Network, its affiliates, or sponsors.
Contact the show at any time. genericliveshow@gmail.com. This is the Generic Live Show. Thanks for joining us here on the Generic Live Show for a Sunday. It's Dale Campbell here with you, with guest Maddie Benedetti, who has joined us all show, and we're heading into the last segment of the program. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me back. It's been so much fun.
It's been so long, and it's been so much fun, and I made an off comment that we spent 20 minutes talking about that smashed avocado thing.
Yeah.
But that's just the fun we get into.
I know.
And we're heading into the final segment. Go on.
Oh, it needed 20 minutes of discussion.
Oh, yes, girl. That needed a lot more than 20 minutes. We can do a whole show on that.
Yeah.
We could do a whole show on that. But thank you for coming on. It's a great time having you here.
I'm so happy to be back.
So,
Always love being with you.
Oh, thank you. It's great to have you. So, skincare. We go from avocados to skin. It's the Maddie Love Fest half hour, isn't it?
It is. I love avocados. I love skincare.
You love being on the show.
I love being on the show. I love Dale.
Oh, so it is
It's exciting.
It's exciting. All right, so real quick, because we got to pump this out, and we got to get to housekeeping. We got to get to all this. So, the top 10 highest skincare products at beauty boutique Mecca Cosmetica. Cosmetica.
Yes.
Do you know Cosmetica?
Mecca Cosmetica.
Yeah.
I've bought a few things from there, actually.
I have no idea. You're talking to the person who got sent some skin stuff for a former sponsor of this program. So a former sponsor of this program, and Woolworths. So
yeah, you gotta hook me up.
You hook me up, girl. So the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist is the top selling thing.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty good. I've never used it, but I've seen a lot of social media influencers and beauty gurus use it.
Sure. And what's the skin mist? Is it like a spray?
I think, correct me if I'm wrong.
That's why I asked.
I think you can get it. The mist, I'm pretty sure, is a spray, but you can also get it in a cream.
Okay.
I think, possibly.
Sure. Number 2, the Frank Creamy Face Scrub.
Yes, I know the brand.
Uh-huh.
They do a lot of that sort of body scrub stuff, like the coffee body scrubs.
Coffee bodies.
Which is delicious.
I never used it. I've seen it.
Yeah, I've never used it, but I've seen it and sort of looked in awe.
Next week on the Joke Live Show, eating pancakes and
avocado and using body scrub. Yeah, I'm down.
We can't stream that episode on Twitch miraculously. You will have to take our words for it. Patchography Illuminate
Flash mask.
5-minute facial sheet mask.
Wow. For $44.
For $44. Right. The Eve Lom Cleanser.
Yes.
The Sunday Riley Goods Jeans All-in-One Lactic Acid Treatment.
For $154.
For $154. The Dorofin Hydra Light Cream Gel. I haven't heard of any of these. The Chanticleer Vital Essence, very essential at $167.
My goodness.
The Ren Glial Lactic Radiance Renewal Mask. The Dr. Dennis Gross. That says gross, doesn't it?
Yep. It does. It does.
Can confirm.
Can confirm.
That says gross. Alpha Beta Universal Daily Peel. Can I rename this show to Dr. Gross Alpha Beta Universal Daily Peel?
Yeah. Shout out to you, Dr. Gross.
Dr. Dennis Gross.
Yeah.
And Kate Somerville Wrinkle Warrior 2-in-1 Plumping Moisturizer and Serum. I've heard really good things about that.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. I've heard that it works quite well.
Oh, I've heard so many good things about that. But no, there you go. Get some makeup in your face.
Yeah. I do have makeup.
You do have makeup on your face, and I didn't tell you to wear it, but
I'm always wearing makeup.
you are always wearing makeup.
Yeah, go try and look good.
Maddie.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Where can the beautiful people find more of you, if they can?
More of me?
Or more of you. Have you got anything to push? Anything in the world to plug?
No. People can follow my Instagram.
There you go.
Yeah.
Instagram. Go.
I have an Instagram. Madeline KB.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
That's about it. Otherwise, I just sort of exist.
You just sort of float around.
Yeah.
Again, don't let that create... Yeah, anyway. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you for having me so
thanks
much.
again. Quick programming note. I leave on Tuesday.
He leaves on Tuesday, people. Good look while you can.
So there will be no show next week or the week after. Mm-hmm. The week after that, which would be whatever that is on the calendar that isn't loading. So no show on the 3rd, no show on the 10th of September. We'll be back for the 17th with our vacation recap show, and then episode number 100 on September 24th. Back to regular shows on the 1st of October, which seems like ages away, but it's just around the corner.
It'll go in a flash.
It will.
Yeah.
You found your Instagram?
Yes, it is Madeline KB.
KB, all one word?
All one word.
All one word. Nothing fancy.
No.
That's gonna do it for the show. But if you are at DragonCon on Friday the 1st of September, you can check us out at 8:30 p.m. in the Hilton Galleria 6, or at a Facebook link that I didn't again write down for the second week in a row. I believe it's DragonCon Podcast. Oh my god, now that I'm Instagram.com/ I believe it's Facebook.com/DragonCon. Facebook. DragonCon Podcast. It is DragonCon.
Yes,
So Facebook.com/DragonCon Podcast, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 10:30 a.m. Saturday, Australian Eastern Standard Time. I did that on the fly.
You did.
Well done, me.
Yes, well done you.
Well done, me. Yeah, let's wrap this thing up. Thanks for joining us here on the Drink Live Show. Thanks, Maddie, once again. We'll see you all next week in 2-3 weeks.
This has been a Geek.io Media Network production. Copyright 2017.